Welcome back to the fourth episode of the Gamers Federation podcast. And as always, I'm joined today by my brothers in arms. We got all the way from the third coast, holding it down. The fitness guru, King Bean in the building. What's up, King Bean?
The Josh Bean, the coolest DJ in the world.
What's going on? Mr. Anime Fit Club himself, what's going down?
What's popping? All right, we're going to move up a little bit. Go a little bit north. Head up I-45. And we're going to hit up the transporter himself, Big Hanayama. What's happening, Zelle?
Wasn't it, people? How y'all doing today?
Hey.
We're going to come back down on I-45 South. Then we're going to make a quick left going on I-10 West. I think he's still off of I-10 West. we're going West Heimer still holding.
My location out there.
Man, they know you in the H, man. You know how I-10 is. We got Dub D on the mic. What's up, D?
What's up, they do?
All right. So, we got a fun show topic for you guys today. We'll kind of go over some of our top gaming soundtrack. No particular order. We're not ranking anything. We're just gonna go over some of our favorites and kind of go over that in detail for you guys. And then we're gonna jump into, how we see the music industry as it is today. We're gonna try to touch on a few current topics. Stuff that's kind of hitting the headlines. But before we get into all that, I'm gonna swing it to W and Zelle, and we're gonna get some gaming related and tech related news. So first I'm gonna hit it to you, Zelle. What you got on the tech news side?
Tech news, something I read today about the new NVIDIAs that are coming in the near future. For all you guys that like to get the top tier, the 3080 Ti, it's a very good chance that you may have to replace your power supply because it's going to require a 12-pin setup, a 6 or an 8, which I found that to be kind of disturbing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Do they add the little thing on the side for the 12 pin? Is it like
I don't think there's any GPU now that requires a 12 pin.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You'd have to change out your power supply just to get a 12 pin setup.
Okay.
But I think it's only for the 3080 Ti. So if you get something that's below that, then you should be fine. Which I imagine would be an 8 pin because mine's an 8 pin and I just bought my RTX. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Money being spent, that's all I see. If they want it, they'll go get it.
Cool.
And for all you PC gamers out there, if you head over to Green Man Gaming, they're in the middle of their summer sale. And let's see, what I saw on the list, they have Modern Warfare for you shooters out there on sale for $39.05, which is 35% off. And if you're more of a solo person, you like hack and slash, ninja gating type stuff, there's Secure for $36.26. And if you're into Western shoot 'em up type, Red Dead Redemption 2 for $42.23. And if you're getting back into Destiny 2, you can get the upgrade edition, which includes the most recent expansions, Forsaken and Keep, for $33.49 to add to your experience. So you guys go buy and shop. Shout out to Green Man Gaming, one of my favorite places.
Absolutely.
I need to check them out. I haven't even checked them out.
You slacking, man.
I'm sleep.
You can save so much money.
I'm sleep.
Myself, been on there a few times myself. I think, matter of fact, I got Monster Hunter World from them.
See.
So I should have been doing clearly, but somebody wouldn't give me the deals.
Oh, no. I specifically remember telling you, if you bought this game right now, you could get it for like $35. He was like, "Oh, okay."
I forgot what I got my Monster Hunter for, but I know I bought that bitch twice because I had to get it on the PC. So,
but y'all know, and listening real quick, Zelle got that West voice. He got that upseller voice, where he be like, we can give you guys an extra upgrade for an additional $35.99 if you guys would like to go into this package. Hold on, let me get my manager real quick.
Hey man,
A small nominal subscription fee. Man.
If you talk to them old folks, they be like, "How much is that, baby?" That's an additional $35.
hey man, that's a long line of customer service on my resume.
We appreciate that. So we're gonna spin it to D. D, what kind of deals you got for us in the gaming landscape?
All right, so most of these are gonna be PS4 and Xbox. So I'm peeping game, and DMC5 is actually $19.99 for the PS4 and the Xbox One. You can cop those on Amazon and Best Buy. Tales of Vesperia, one of my favorite Tales games in the Tales series, is $14.99 for PS4 only, and that's Amazon and Best Buy. And we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's $49.99 at Best Buy. We all know Nintendo shit don't go on sale, but whatever.
Bad.
And if you want to get your hardcore quote unquote Mario Kart racing on, then you can double back and get the Switch Hori Racing Wheel Pro Deluxe for $82.94. And then back to the PS4, we got Shenmue 3 for the PS4 and Xbox Steelbook version for $19.99. That's at Best Buy. And we also have Metro Exodus.
Steelbook of what? Hold on. What was that?
The Shenmue 3 Steelbook.
Oh,
Hold on there.
okay.
Yes, sir.
I already got Shenmue 3 for the Steelbook. I'm about that.
Yes, sir. So we got Metro Exodus, PS4, Xbox, $14.99 at Best Buy. And then to round it off, which kind of surprised me, they got Borderlands 3, PS4, Xbox for $9.99 at Best Buy.
Crash.
Now I have this on Steam, and I forgot all about it. So I mean, we might have the 2-team on that mug one of these days.
Been ready, but you told me that you had played it without me, so that's why I ain't get it.
I played a little bit, man. It's Borderlands. It's Borderlands. It's okay. But I got a lot on my plate. You know that.
Yeah, you got too much on your plate. I got too much on my plate. I don't even know if I can fit Borderlands into the schedule right now.
In the shit you.
You gotta be versatile, man. You gotta multitask.
Man, I got 2 hours a night for gaming, at best.
You said at best. You gotta get to it.
So I need that.
Appreciate that, D. So I guess we can go ahead and get into proceedings this evening.
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to talk about some of our top gaming soundtracks. We transversed the gaming landscape for well over 25 years plus. Seen a lot, played a lot, experienced a lot. So first I'm going to start with you, Zelle. I want to know some of your top gaming soundtracks.
Oh boy. First thing comes to mind is Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, you said Tactics.
That's easily one of my top 5 soundtracks of all time. It's like the music hits every note, every situation you in is perfect. Different types of battles, different types of scenes that you have, everything just fits. And I wish they would actually have like a remastered version if they don't already, because I definitely latch on to that.
You trying to get that Genji armor? What's up?
Man, we're not gonna go there. You're not
getting
getting it.
That Genji gauntlet, or you can get the gauntlet, but you can't get that armor.
You gonna get a piece, but you ain't getting all of it.
You're gonna go through hell getting that shit too. M-Door ain't giving up the whole set. I'm telling you, I've experienced it.
Marcus M-Door.
Just been countless hours like, I'm gonna get his stuff, and he's like, not happening, sir. Let's see, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 7, of course. That's one of my top 5.
OG.
I somehow knew that was coming. Let's see what else. The original God of War, the very first one on PlayStation. PlayStation 2.
That's kind of underrated.
Hey.
It's underrated.
Hey, man.
It's underrated.
That one track when he was going to fight Zeus climbing that mountain, I felt that.
Zeus! Who did his voice? I forgot who did his voice.
That's our boy from Living Single.
Barker, Kyle Barker.
Kyle Barker, yeah.
I call him Kyle Barker, but that ain't his name.
Yeah. He called Mark Appel.
Yeah.
Just like Heath Ledger's the Joker. It's just what it is.
Now you got to go, man. You don't get in that title like that. But I can't pinpoint one single game, but I'll give you a series. Legend of Zelda. Koji Kondo is my guy. He never fails me.
That's a given. Can't leave that one out.
Yeah, that'll make it easy for me. I'll just start naming series because I can't pinpoint it to games.
Yeah, that's what
Castlevania series. Some must-haves across the board. And if you guys get a chance or have the ability, try to look at some of the remixes and remasters that are out on the internet, on YouTube, and I think it's called Castlevania Dungeon, where you can listen to them.
What's that?
A lot of unheard. Go ahead, say again.
No, what was that one site? D was that OC Remix? I think it was
Overclock Remix.
Yeah. That's a fantastic site.
Yeah, they do hellacious work, and I've been listening to them since the late '90s. So that's they've been putting in a lot.
I need to give me a shirt. I need to go buy a shirt from them. But yeah, I'm gonna limit you a little bit, Zelle, because I want to hear everybody else's thoughts a little bit, because you might venture into some of their best.
Like I said, it's too much, man.
Yeah, back that on up. So I guess I'll go next. I know Bean and D probably got some of the stuff I got, or a little bit more. So I'll probably go next. I picked 3, maybe 4. The first one is I gotta go with the OG Sonic series, Sega. Had to throw that out there. You can't go wrong with Sonic, and the King of Pop himself had a little bit of mastering to do on. I think it was the second or the third one.
It was the third one.
The third one, right? Knuckles, Sonic, yeah. Classic.
That is classic, though.
I mean, you can remix that so much. In a lot of the songs, it just grinds the mood. And then, a lot of things is, when you're young and you play stuff, that emotional connection that you have with certain games, that kind of lasts you pretty much for the entirety of your life. So, just that whole series, the whole Sonic series, that's, you can't really do nothing about that. Next on the list, I want to introduce a little fighting game music, because I think fighting game music is a little bit underrated, because a lot of people from our era kind of grew up on fighting games, right? Going to the arcade. If people remember, the arcade had those speakers, but after a while they started coming with the speakers on the side, because they really wanted you to feel what you was doing, feel all the combo breakers, feel all the uppercuts and combos and juggles and stuff you would do. So if I remember, the first dope sound system was probably that X-Men. The first dope one I heard, the X-Men, because it was so loud. And it's going back to the arcade.
The X-Men on Sega?
Sega? Was it Sega? What you talking about? No, I'm talking about at the arcade. Four-man.
The 4-man, yeah.
Yeah. They had that was that virtual sound used to come out the speakers? Is it the audio? I forget. Q audio.
If it was Capcom, it was Q sound.
Yeah, and Q sound was dope coming out them speakers. But anyway, yeah. So my first one is Killer Instinct 1.
Ooh.
Killer Instinct 1. That's the menu music. Dun,
yep.
dun, dun. And then every character stage had his own vibe. And went hard out. That was my first Killer Instinct. That's the first game I learned how to do combos and juggles. So it always hold a special place in my heart. Definitely got to go to Killer Instinct.
Yeah, shout out to Grammy Norgate for that. That's one of my favorite people in gaming music, by the way.
Absolutely.
He's also responsible for,
you are truly a man of great skill.
what's that game we used to play? The Time Travelers.
Time Splitters?
Shoot Time Splitters. Yeah, he's responsible for that too.
Yeah,
as far as music.
I'm also staying the same fighting game realm. I'll hit y'all with that Mortal Kombat.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Which one?
3.
3.
3.
3.
He wasted those
Ultimate
time.
MK3.
That'll work.
Absolutely, yeah. That was. I mean, the soundtrack just got you hyped. When Mortal Kombat, like people don't remember. Some of the younger folks don't remember or wasn't alive when the first Mortal Kombat, MK3, because the first two Mortal Kombats wasn't combo heavy. The third one though, when the third one dropped in the arcade,
Literally
man,
run up on somebody.
Them boys
Man.
tripping that run.
Then they had all them characters too, and then you could do
Yeah.
fatality,
Yeah.
brutality. You know, it was
Friendship.
yeah,
friendship,
people getting
but
hitting
they
boys with
can't-
their
they-
friendship. Come on, man.
they let everything go.
Classic when that mug hit the arcades. You couldn't even get in the line to get on the sticks because the teenager stuff was on the sticks before, so you couldn't even get in. You had to come off on the off day to play that.
Like nah,
They
little
had
man.
a bag of quarters over there like that.
Yeah, they got that
Boy,
bag sitting right there on the platform.
Got a fanny pack, boy. Ready.
Got this whole paycheck, 2-week paycheck, ready to spend it all.
Ready to risk it all.
Risk it all that night. Like I'm trying to read because getting the top 5, getting your initials on the top 5 was super
Yeah.
important.
It was.
Back then, it was super important. That's how you establish your dominance. You know what I mean?
Boys went back to the arcades on 3. I'm 3 now.
Yeah.
I was there all day yesterday to get number 1.
How things have changed.
The days of putting that quarter right there to signify your turn is next.
Side. All
All right, I'm gonna do my last one, and the last one is something that you can't really move past because it was so revolutionary and so obscure at the time. But I'm gonna hit y'all with that Earthbound.
Hey man.
Everybody knew.
Gotta do the Earthbound.
Holy shit!
I mean, it was awkward, but it fit. And then if you played it long enough, you got the mechanics just moving around. Ness get homesick, might catch a heat stroke. Just the sound effects on that game, man. And
You might sneeze.
Way past his time. Way past his time.
yeah, I mean, people still vibing with it today. To this day, people still rocking with Earthbound, still playing it to this day. Raheem, but yeah, man, that's my 4. So we gonna
I
spin
only
it.
got like a couple. I only got a couple.
Only a couple.
So
That's what this
only a
man said.
couple. And
Go ahead,
one
B.
of
Go ahead.
one of them was Earthbound. So that's like definitely in the top. But I just feel like it's sacrilegious to leave out Streets of Rage. Like what we doing here? So we already knew Streets of Rage is gonna be on there. That's like probably like the number 2. Earthbound was probably like my number 1. Then I want to give a big ups to the new Final Fantasy VII soundtrack, the remake, because they did they best shit on there. That's one of the best ones I hadn't heard in a long time. As far as like full everything, they had all kinds of different types of music on there, and then the remakes of all their old music. So that was really good.
They don't disappoint. Square does not disappoint in the music department.
Yeah, shout out to Square Enix for their soundtrack catalog as a whole, because they got a lot.
So just being eclectic, we got Toe Jam and Earl.
Hey
Gotta
man,
put them in there.
that's literally my ringtone on my phone. that rocket rap, bro.
Yeah, you can't leave there. And then just a notable mention on the last one, the original Street Fighter. I just feel like everybody had they sung for their level that everybody memorized, everybody knew. That's just a super great, memorable stuff. And if we really being honest, I guess this is off the top of my head. You can't do nothing without those original Mario songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got
Like
it.
this.
Shit, Nintendo period. If you want to really go there.
Facts.
You really want to go there.
I'm gonna swing them up to D.
And he been twirling his thumbs. He been quiet.
Yup.
Y'all motherfuckers that took
He's sitting there looking at the screen like Gendo Akari on
Yeah.
Genesis Evangelion.
God damn. Child. All right, here we go. Fuck it.
What's
I'm a shoot from the hip anyway. So I'm gonna do mine a little different. I'm gonna go with current faves and then I'm gonna go with old school faves, but I'm not gonna do them all because I can sit here all day. So current phase, I'm gonna piggyback off Bean and say Final Fantasy VII Remake. I played the original countless times. Some tracks that I probably would recommend as far as remix goes. Of course, um, Still Fighting. I want to say the one where you face Airbuster, that whole
mm,
3-layer track for that one. Underneath the Rotting Pizza, and then of course that fight against Genova Dreamweaver, bruh. When the beat finally dropped, when I was halfway from the beat this bitch ass, I got goosebumps. Like
Don't
literally,
leave,
I got goosebumps.
don't leave out my hip hop chocobo, man.
Oh
that's
yeah, you know.
that's my shit.
Hey.
That shit. They really be jamming to that too.
Yeah, they was doing their best shit, man. But then I'm gonna swing it over to Smash Ultimate only because I mean it's the game that keeps on giving, man. It has so many different franchises that it represents,
Mm,
bringing in old tracks and remixing tracks because that ain't a word.
Traxxas.
Tracks.
Traxxas.
But yeah, Smash Ultimate, man, is almost like at this point it's evolved into like what gaming is. Like it's like a gaming uh like a historical time machine or something like that. It's too many tracks to name. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Go get the Smash Ultimate soundtrack if you can, and then just partake of that and have fun with it. My next one is Persona 5 slash Persona 5 Royal. Some tracks that I think that I would probably recommend is Layer Cake, Blooming Villain, and Last Surprise. That's basic. Last Surprise is like the main
Main
uh,
track.
track or theme of the game, but I still like it. Now, as far as old faves go, I'm probably gonna piggyback again off those that I mentioned: Streets of Rage 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Then I'm gonna branch off a little different. I'm gonna do Mega Man X for Super Nintendo, cause you know that Sigma stage, Spark Mandrill, Armored Armadillo, Launch Octopus, Chill Penguin. Man, there's so many bangers. So many bangers.
Nah, hey,
That's
y'all know about that, man.
that's Mega Man X5 right
That
there.
is, that is. That's my
And
favorite intro.
Sampled off what Mega Man X though?
It's five, X5.
No, 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 no,
Is
no.
that where he
Oh,
got
you
the
said
song?
which one is sampled off? That's a good question.
That's X. That's X2, man.
the beginning,
Hey,
what is that? Not the prologue, but I guess like in it. And I'm gonna do Killer Instinct 2. Of course, you gotta hit them with that hard ass remix to the player select, and then some other tracks that I want to recommend. Jago, Tusk,
Tusk. I
Full
said with your
Gore,
chest at the character select.
and then I gotta hit them with that Glaciers. That smooth ass cybertronic synth and everything
Glacius.
like that.
Stop playing with my fucking name.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's
that's all some good tracks. I mean, they game music in general gets slept on more than it needs to. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really hear about game music at the Grammys and stuff like that. Which I feel like they should though. Because they put in as much work as other artists and stuff like that, and they might get some kind of awards and stuff like that, but they never are publicized. It's always like they get the side awards and they just get a regular awards to all other people.
Yeah, they may not give them like a Grammy here in the States, just especially since it may be a Japanese company. But I do agree. Like, if you got they got like what 25 plus tracks on the soundtrack, right? So you gotta give it some. I mean, they win awards. I don't know which awards, but
Right.
they definitely gotta be given their reverence. So while we're still on topic, what about some slept on games that people, as far as like some obscure titles, are you like, Man, this soundtrack kind of hit, but it may not have had acclaimed success as far as the
I got one
numbers
right
go.
off the rip. I got one right off the rip. Plok. Plok.
Oh
This boy.
man, plot.
You probably ain't never heard of this fucking game, but the tracks that I would recommend: Beach, the Boss Theme, and Acrylic, aka Plok's House. Them 3 jams right there. They slamming, they banging.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my nigga right there. And then I want to throw Earthworm Jim in there. It's probably not slept on.
I'm surprised you didn't say that earlier. I thought you was gonna throw Earthworm Jim in there.
I was thinking about it, but Earthworm Jim, that stage, what is it, level 5? When you under
Down. Hey man, that shit hit hard, man.
but the Sega version.
Nah, get out of here.
Sega
That
version.
nigga hit him with the
We're not-
Sega version.
We're not doing that
Sega
today.
version, man. The Super Nintendo version, man, is I don't know.
Man, you don't hear that bass drop? What you
He said
talking about?
it don't hit the same though. It don't hit the same. Any
It don't hit the same, bro, 'cause
Sega titles
the-
period
the
had them
Sega version
hitters.
got like that golden eye, like sneaky kind of like low chill. You know, it hit you with that. I can't even explain it, but it just don't hit like the Super Nintendo version, dude.
I know it don't hit like the Super Nintendo version, dude, because the Super Nintendo bring that bass.
So they got that thump, the made of weights.
exactly
Made of weights.
Kanye made the Super Nintendo version. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yellow pages. Talking about Super Nintendo, man.
I don't know if it was slept on, but really we y'all a little sleep when y'all ain't say clay fighter stuff. I just thought that.
Hey man,
Clay Fighters, I ain't played
hey man, that intro song is legit. I don't know who the chick was singing it, but she went out for her. She got that paycheck. I was like, they got actual people voices on it. I ain't used to this.
Yeah. And then some Ninja Turtles.
Hey,
Ninja Turtles 2 arcade game.
Oh yeah.
Or you
Cow
watch
fucking
it?
bunker.
man, you gotta listen to the arcade version though.
Yeah, the arcade version. That's the dopest one. I mean, then you kind of said it. Mario Kart though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Gotta throw Mario Kart in there. All of them. All of them.
Yeah, they reused the maps, so you might as well include all of them.
All 3 of y'all.
Oh yeah.
What about that Road Rash?
Oh dang.
That's Bean
That's-
right there.
That's taking it back. I about to say like it's like Twisted Metal too. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I first played that mug on 3DO. went to my homeboy house. I was like, how the hell you get one of these?
3DO,
swinging them that chain over there.
Yeah.
Pro all that. Straight up kicking people.
I do know a series of games that they do have very underrated music is Contra.
Yeah, I mean that's Konami. They pretty good about putting bangers in their games. Even though Contra hard as shit. It ain't battle.
Hardcore? You talking about Contra Hardcore?
Just Contra period.
That's a good one too. Battletoads.
Hey man, Battletoads got some heat too, especially on Battle Maniacs. When they stepped it
All
up.
about that OG, man.
Yeah, I mean
Nah,
they got.
ain't nobody- if you want your blood pressure up, it is, yeah.
I mean, they got so many titles though, man. It's a lot of
You
games.
know what? Recently, I was messing around with dang, what's that game? What's that game that your wife be playing? D.
Shit, which one?
The one on Switch.
You talking about Paper
Wait.
Mario?
No, like they be farming and shit.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Yeah, they got a solid ass soundtrack.
Yeah,
I was like, look at them. I said, goddamn, what's all this?
When you been playing Animal Crossing?
I didn't play. I was listening to the music
What made
because
you-
I was making mixes. So I was making these mixes, and I was coming across their music a lot, and I was like, damn, when they got this shit dope.
hey, man, you gotta look through the cracks and crevices sometimes.
Nintendo, man. I mean, you know,
Hey.
back in the day, you know. Now I'm not even gonna say back in the day, but some companies, you know, just have a reputation for bringing the soundtrack. Back in the day, you had to have a soundtrack that kind of fit the mood of your game because that was part of the presentation. And I'm not saying a lot of games today don't have great soundtracks, because they do, but I don't know if they always necessarily fit the tone and atmosphere of the game in the moment sometimes.
Yep, and a lot of music these days, in recent generations, is like actual songs. It's not so much like a game track.
Right. Yeah, actually, somebody on that. Yeah.
As an actual artist, got lyrics, the hook, and all this, which is fine. But the whole game music thing isn't the same anymore.
No. Which,
one thing I will say about game music too that people don't give credit to. I'm not a musician, so I can only say so much, but just my observation, it just seems like making game music will be hard as shit, because it's one thing for you to somebody step to you and be like, hey man, I need a real hard beat, or something that's gonna thump in the club, or something that's gonna make you think, or something that's low key or whatever, something that's chill, and it's like, all right, I bet I got you, versus somebody bringing you a piece of artwork and it's a beach and some trees and stuff like that, and it's like, all right, make a track that evokes a feeling, which is or you being somewhere. Like, how do you verbalize putting a location down on in music? Like,
Assume that they going at it the same way that they do movie scores.
yeah.
We do movie scores, it's the same concept.
Got to
but
put a little
it's
whistles
like,
in
I
there.
feel like game music
The samples on the motherfucking beat.
I feel like game music stick to you more, because most of your more memorable soundtracks are usually just like songs that you kind of already familiar with anyway, that are with vocals behind them. But I'm talking about just straight up instrumentals.
I'm talking about that too, because like it's certain songs, like I'll use Harry Potter because one of the most famous ones, but that dun, 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 that's classic. That ain't going nowhere. Or even like the Avengers theme. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's the same concept that they do with movies. They give them that, because they movies start off as pictures and frames too. Before that they go all the way.
But I think it's a little different though, because even with movies, you can still tell the person to convey a certain, because like Avengers is like, all right, give me something heroic, or Harry Potter, give me something
Mystical or something.
mystical. But I'm talking about game music where it's like you got a location, it's like like a volcano. You gotta come up with a song that evokes, like when you hear it, you can feel the heat, or you can picture being somewhere hot, or a warm place, or something like that. It's like that's crazy how these people can portray that in music just by being given a location or whatever.
I don't want to say that that's not as hard, or is as hard. I think they bat still on the same level, because movie scoring is just the same. Like it's certain songs or tones that's in movies that you don't even notice because it's making you feel something. Like it's super hidden, and I agree that even with a game, like you said, you could be at a certain point in the game and it's making you feel that extra tension, making your heart flutter a little bit more to keep the vibe going of the game. So I can agree with that too. But I feel like they still on the same wavelength. Like I bet you those guys that are doing those movie scores are probably doing some of the game scores. They just most of them is they mostly in Japan, and the movie people are mostly in America.
And another thing you have to factor in is a lot of games already have, like, I guess, previous renditions that may be a TV show or an anime or something like that. So they do have something to pull from a lot of times. And a lot of times they just basically sample music from hip hop, R&B, whatever the case may be, because Japan does this a lot. Streets of Rage is a prime example. You got to compose that like hip hop. They draw from it, so they go listen to actual.
I think if you ever listen to like a symphony and a lot of scores that symphonies play, I think you can kind of sit and listen, and that kind of creates an atmosphere. I think we're talking about both sets, both movies and game music, right? They all pull from the same inspiration, and a lot of that comes from a lot of symphonic musical scores, and them putting together certain scores of music. Because like when you hear Flight of the Bumblebee, you think of a bumblebee, right? But that's just a flute at a certain tempo. You know what I mean? So certain instruments and musical scores kind of set the mood. I think a lot of times, a lot of the sound directors and developers kind of use different inspirations from different orchestras or symphony fields to kind of imbue that particular feeling. So I think it's pretty similar, but it is kind of hard to set the exact mood. It's kind of in a game it could be hit or miss. In the movies you kind of got a litmus test, but I think they kind of draw from the same place. Now with that being
They definitely hard. It's definitely hard. That's for sure.
Creating anything is hard from scratch. Which leads us into the second topic. We're gonna get into the current music industry. Music coming out today, top Billboard chart hits, because it's a little different today, right? We got you got club hits, you got hits you can kind of ride to, but a lot of times the club bangers, and then even you got mediums like TikTok, Instagram, and other places where music can get hot real quick. Because TikTok is a little different, right? Because they're doing dances, right, to videos, to music, and a video could go viral, or a song could go viral that probably wasn't even on the charts, but it can go viral off a TikTok dance or something like that.
Yep, that's true. Look at that country rap song. What's that shit called? That was hot. It beat Mariah Carey. Was on #1 so long. Old Town Road. You know what I'm saying? That just was an internet sensation. Nobody ever. That probably was a joke at first.
Yeah, because nobody knew who Lil Nas X was. I mean, he had nothing, no resume to say, hey, this is somebody you want to watch out for coming up. Made a great song. You got Billy Ray Cyrus on there. So it kind of made it click. You can play it anywhere. Kind of real super.
The kids love it.
Yeah, I mean everybody love it. Older folks love it. Kids love it. You can play that song at the joint at the club or something like that. I mean, it ain't gonna hit like that, but you'll get some people on the dance floor. I mean, Bean would know that more than us, but
I agree.
Definitely was a hit. Definitely was
there.
a hit. So what do you guys think about the current music coming out? Because we got a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, they got a lot of new faces in the gaming sphere. Because a lot of the old, because the music can change a little bit. We went from the hit makers, and I'm not saying a lot of the songs out aren't necessarily hits, but I'm saying like you went from your hit makers like your Jay-Z's and your Kanye's and stuff like that, and now you had the youngsters start to resurface in the past 5 or 6 years, with the whole mumble rap, Migos, Lil Uzi Vert, and all these other artists coming out, and really kind of staking claim to their part in the industry.
Well, I got a few opinions on it. For one, the new music that's out now isn't necessarily my favorite, but I am still able to understand what the hits are, and I understand the allure
so
of.
What you mean when you say not your favorite? You think it's because it's quick, or?
I think that it's the same thing that our parents went through when we started listening to our type of music. They was like, cut that shit off or cut that shit down, and because they was listening to Earth, Wind and Fire and shit like that, and that's dope, and I love that music too. But I think it's the same exact thing. It's just a newer type of music. But like I said, I'm such a big fan of music that I can realize what a hit is. It might in my head don't have longevity, but I can understand, like, I can see why this is dope. I can see why the kids like this. I can see it all, like I made a mix recently with a new guy coming up, God, what's that guy's name? White guy. He got a song called What's Poppin'. And I was like, song jamming. I was like, I don't think I could like him anymore else besides that song. But
Is his name
but
Rust?
nah. He's good too. Is Jake Harlow.
Yeah, Harlow,
Oh,
Jack Harlow,
Jake.
Jack
Yeah.
Harlow.
Harlow.
Yeah, when I
Oh yeah,
So
first,
that curly hair dude. Okay, yeah.
exactly, yeah. And I was like, I could see the allure in this song. I could see that, and even people like, 6ix9ine. Like I could see why some people like him. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. It's not my favorite type of music, but I will say, production wise, there's so many more producers now, and the production getting sick. I mean, they got some cold beats coming out. I mean, so that was popping be hot. That thing fire, or even like a Pop Smoke. Them beats fire. You know what I'm saying? So
oh yeah,
as
can't
long as
deny
the, as
that.
long as the production is there, man, I think that people gonna always like these new songs. It's not gonna be as lyrical as some people that was in our day, but there's still a few of those out there too. You still got J. Cole's and Kendrick Lamar's out there still doing hot tracks and stuff. So
Yep.
it's still, we still got people to carry the torch of the vocal, and then we still got people coming through being great producers, and so we do have all of those sides. They still are, doing, in my opinion, still doing hip hop right. It's just a new way of doing it, and to sum all up, they're doing it even almost at a higher level because they don't have to rely on these big
Costs.
record labels
Yeah.
to solidify them.
Yeah, they
You
can get in
know,
and make a song, make
they
a
can
couple songs real quick.
exactly. They can be their own viral. They can go indie real quick and still be actually hot, and put on festivals and be TikTok famous, etc., and monetize that. And they don't need a record label to be like, oh, now you finally hot. So I definitely like that, because if you could be your own man, your own boss, and you're in control of the true creativity of yourself. So
Yeah, no argument with that.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. So what do you think about it, Zelle? What you listening to older artists, current artists? What's your vibe
Man,
like?
I try to listen to some of these new artists, and I'm after what I say, what I gotta say, I'm gonna piggyback off of Bean. It's now a lot of these guys do make good songs, good tracks, but it's just not something you'll catch me riding down in my car, me listening to. I like to listen to music when I drive. Like I listen to it, but it's not something that's gonna be in heavy rotation, unfortunately. And a lot of the guys, I don't dislike them, I don't hate them, but like I said, it's just not for me. And that's just with music in general. If you're not for me, you're not for me. It's not because they're younger and newer. It has nothing to do with that. Because even when I was little, there were just artists I didn't fool with,
yep.
and that's not gonna change. Hey,
Yeah,
so I know it.
that's what Zell listening to. You can learn off the first beat.
Hey, hey,
Oh yeah.
city
That's
where
that.
I live into the city where I'm from. You already know.
You already know.
Let's see. I do like, what is his name? Is it G? Yeah, G Easy. I like him. Logic. What's the guy that sings The Weeknd? I like a lot of his tracks. He's weird, but I do like a lot of his tracks. It's so hard for me to name a lot of these new artists because I hear them, I just don't know who they are. It's another rapper from New York. I cannot say his name. If it comes to me, I'll bring it up. But mostly, I'm still stuck on my parents' generation, my generation, and the generation shortly after me. You'll catch that in heavy rotation in my car. We talk everywhere from LL Cool J all the way up to, I don't know, big timers, stuff like that. But like I said, the
I
newer
need
artists,
love.
I just can't really get into them like that.
Yeah. Definitely.
And no disrespect to any of them, man. I want you guys to be successful, but it's just not something I can vibe with.
What's up? Fresh is our turn, baby.
Hold on, baby. Yeah, I can respect that. It's just it's one of those things like being said earlier. When it change, when the culture kind of change a little bit, and you not in that same mind frame or same loop, the music just don't rock with you the same way.
Right, and like you said, I can see why they like it because I mean that's what they
It's
do.
dope. The music is dope.
I'm 10, 15 years older than y'all, so I don't get down like that. It's just what it is.
Yeah, move me the same. Yeah, I can feel that. What about you, D? What you rocking with? What you vibing to these days?
Well, first off, I want to preface by saying that I don't really listen to the radio and current music too much, but so I can't really just say that I roll with artists and be able to like recite different songs from their category, they catalog, so I can just go off of like singles.
Right.
But um before I get into that though, as far as like the state of the music industry for me, I kind of agree. I'm an old head, rose tinted glasses or whatever you want to call it. But like Bean was saying, I can recognize, you know, even if I don't like it, I can understand the appeal of certain music and certain beats and everything. Because music, just like human beings and everything else, is always changing, and it may not always change into something that you know that I like, but it's it's always changing. So if it's not for me, it's just not for me. But one thing I will say, to try not to be a hater, I know that there's a lane for everybody, and obviously if something that's trash to me, somebody else is probably lapping it up. So at the end of the day, I may not rock with it, but you getting your money, that's all that really matters at the end of the day, bro. And then not only that, um I guess to kind of touch on the divide between real music, lyricism and whatever, because every time a new paradigm shifts in music and like there's a new sound type ushered in, of course the previous generation has they grievances about it. But I feel like if, and I'm just gonna say artists, I feel like if artists were categorized better, it would keep a lot of the confusion down. Cause let's say somebody like Amigos or whatever, right? That or whatever like that, or Young Thug, and people just casually throw around the term rapper and everything like that. But then you got the people, oh man, they ain't saying nothing, or they ain't got no message, or this and this and whoop de whoop and everything. And it's like, I feel like if artists had better classifications for the type of music that they bring, even if it's like they own genre, their own lane, I feel like it would be accepted better, because then it's like, okay, so well, you say you're not a rapper, so all right, I'm cool with that. You say that you do this kind of music, that's fine, but to me, you're not a rapper, because a rapper is what? Rhythm and poetry. What you talking about? You ain't saying nothing on the track, or you ain't lyrical or whatever. So I feel like as far as the argument between the different factions, and then just the listeners, like the old heads like us versus the new heads or the lyrical heads or whatever, a lot of that argument probably would be subverted if people just fit they, or just be in placed into their categories better. So that way, I mean, it's a lane for everybody, obviously, because everybody making music, everybody making money, people liking it and everything like that. So you know
I
I,
think,
I get I get what you mean, but I feel like they already kind of
yeah,
been more mixed up anyways. Like you might have a pop rap, people are winning. Like for instance, we brought up Old Country Road, but he wanted to be on the country charts, and some
Right.
people looked at that as the rap charts. Like the music already mixed up, it's unclassified. I feel like they just take all the classifications, and music is music.
well,
You
I'm just
know,
yeah,
looking at it from a standpoint of like, what are you mostly engaging in? Because it's like, everybody, for the most part, throughout music history, have bounced around when it comes to like, I'm gonna do this collab with this country person,
XYZ.
or
Uh
this
huh.
this gospel person, but my main lane is hip hop or
And that
R&B.
and that's what I'm saying. Music has evolved so much where it's like somebody like a Post Malone, where you know you can't really define what he doing. He is kind of rapping, but he kind of doing rock, but he kind of singing like
yeah.
R&B.
It's a
You know,
blend. It's a
he's
blend now.
So I mean, he might
yeah,
be one of them cases that I mentioned where it's like he just doing his own thing,
and that's exactly right. But I think more people are doing their own thing because that is the appeal. That is the new music. Is that less on the talent, more on the musical collab of a new sound.
Hmm.
Because like
Yeah,
to be a great R&B singer nowadays, you ain't gotta blow like Whitney Houston. but you can have these different vibes that you created to make something dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's what it kind of moved into, right? It kind of went away from specific genres, right? And then because at first we were creating, you come out of the 70s and that, well, you come out the 70s of the funk era, right? And then you go into the disco, techno type lane, right? And they kind of spread that out a little bit. And you got New Jack Swing. I mean, R&B has always been there, but you got the New Jack Swing, and then you got the amalgamation of New Jack Swing and pop and rap, and then you just kind of started amalgamating the two. I think
Right.
dudes just sitting and rapping over beats is probably not gonna get you too far. Now you gotta harmonize. Now you gotta sing. You know what I mean? Now you gotta do other stuff.
You gotta have depth. You know what I'm saying? You
You
do.
don't have to, but that'll add to your listening base.
And even the guys that are just rapping. Say I'm gonna use Kendrick because he probably like the top guy in being lyrical right now. Even somebody like him, like it's so much that he's doing on the production side, changing his voices, the different
Tempo.
melodies he's creating with the ad libs. He's doing so much to get that to sound to give a different vibe versus like I was saying, like it's not just rapping on a track. For the regular listener, he is just rapping on a track, but he's doing so much with his voice and the techniques that the mixing the engineer is doing. Same
Hey,
thing with like a Drake.
Hey man, you a DJ though. You can hear all that shit. I mean, this conversation is geared toward you.
It is a little bit.
I agree though. I agree. I hear what you're saying though. I agree for sure.
Like them boys doing a whole bunch of tricks, and that's why, like I said, it's less on the talent and more on
The appeal.
the vibe that they set.
Right.
That's why I said that the production is what matters more now, because I don't have to really just be a cold rapper talking about pen on pad. But if I can create a vibe, and even if I couldn't sing, like Post Malone can't actually sing, you know what I'm saying? But he got all of these songs where he's singing on them. You know what I'm saying? And he created a vibe. In fact, Kanye West proved it too with 808s and Heartbreaks. He
I hear him talk, boy.
you know what I'm saying? He made a whole album where he's singing and he can't sing, but the songs are dope. Even T-Pain, but T-Pain actually can sing, but he was doing a lot to his voice. All them singing songs, but he not blowing, he not.
We're not. They're not looking for ballads and stuff anymore.
I feel like a lot of them cater more to, well, I can't even say it's a club scene anymore because people don't really club per se, but it's more of a.
You ain't been in Korea.
Yes, they are.
I wouldn't know anything about that, sir.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, it seems to me like a lot of these guys cater to like a club scene or like a dance hall or something like that, not something you just hear on the street, which is fine.
Yeah.
I just don't like the fact how they classify it as such thing. Like, oh, this is street hits right here. This is trap music. No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean,
Just on a side note too, I really be listening to more R&B than I do rap, and I listen to a lot of instrumentals. A lot of lo-fi beats. I'm really into lo-fi.
Lo-fi chill stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I always reach back to the stuff that I'll listen to. But as a DJ, I definitely can spot the hits, and I have to be current on the music. So I'd be dumb to not be current. But for my personal pleasure, a lot of lo-fi beats, a lot of instrumentals, and a lot of old school stuff.
Yeah, I think.
I ain't hit my
Go ahead.
I ain't do my singles.
Go ahead.
So before we leave off of that, let me hit y'all with the singles that I'm currently feeling right now. Heart on Ice by Rod Wave. Best on Earth by Russ.
Okay, that's a good one.
Come Through by Summer Walker and Usher. And of course I like pretty much anything Xavier Omar does.
He's good.
But R&B is my first love, and then rap a strong second, so I'm kind of biased with that.
Xavier been in the game for a decent little time. He just kind of got a little bit more famous now though. He kind of got that neo soul vibe.
Yeah.
And same thing like a Daniel Caesar. I'm really a big fan of Daniel Caesar, even though he low key suspect, but
Yeah, he got some
my
hits.
boy, but he got them hits, man. He got really good voice, man. I mess with him. His album was dope.
And then last but not least, I don't really care for the lyrics, but that Dior instrumental for Pop Smoke.
Roll another one.
Should be jamming.
Wait,
Do be jamming.
wait.
RP Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
R.I.P. man to that young man. I ain't really know
Man.
who he was like that, but
Yeah,
I
a lot of them
lost is a loss.
ain't quick though. Yeah, Juice WRLD, him, Mac
WRLD.
Miller.
Juice WRLD was jamming and Triple X was jamming.
Yeah. I mean, to piggyback off what you said, I think, like I said, I'm always gonna be R&B to the core. I like the the old stuff too, but it's just the vibe. I do like the sound, how they're mixing the sounds and putting certain words and phrases together, because it's not. I think we're kind of moving away from the age of super lyrical and kind of experimenting with just different sounds again, like we were doing in the 70s and 80s, right?
Right.
So right now the kids, they messing with the sound. They in the lab because now all these tools are available to them, to everybody actually. And they just kind of, because I watched a few days ago, I watched kind of Travis Scott make a beat. It was a fire beat too. And he made it in like 10-15 minutes, I think. But just with the vibe they going in, what they trying to, and I like Travis Scott too. I don't too much care about the content of what they talking about, because it don't rock with me. But I like the music. You know what I mean? The vibe and the element. Even like you're saying that. The crazy thing is the song you played. I mean, the song you was talking about earlier with Harlow. When I seen his name, I was like, "Is that a white guy?" Because when you sent me the mix, I was like, you had it slowed and you had it whatchamacallit a little bit. So I was like, okay, it was deep. So I was like, oh, this is a black dude, okay. And then when I heard the song, I was like, I don't really care for his voice so much, but the song hit. The song is hitting. Because a lot of times, the new rappers are kind of abstract. Like if you listen to their lyrics, they'll say one bar, then they move to a totally different subject on the next bar, then they move to another different subject on the next bar. So it's not like they telling a story, or they just kind of weaving through certain ideas. So it's kind of abstract. You know what I mean? Like I took her to the store and bought her some Cheetos. Last night I was getting my neck rolled. You know what I'm saying? They start going, bouncing off of this thing, and I was like, okay, I can dig that a little bit, because you vibing with the beat, but
Right. Your shoulder about to bite.
yeah, it's just kind of abstract things a little bit, but some kind of stay on topic. But I just think they experiment with sounds. Like I said, a lot of the stuff I hear, because I don't really listen to new music, I don't listen to the radio and stuff at all, but I do look at videos on YouTube, and a lot of times they'll have tracks playing. Then also I listen to since we're doing the mixes and stuff now, I kind of go through some of the top stuff, or stuff that people can kind of slow down a little bit, or put different anime clips and all that stuff too. So I hear the music, and then Summer Walker's dope. I just heard her probably 2 weeks ago. I like her music. Is it SZA? I mean Megan. That's a given. She got bangers.
She dope too.
She got her own style. For a minute it was what's the London chick name? Tina was rocking. Listen to her crazy. What's the London chick name? She was hot. What's her name? Yeah. She had a lot of bangers. A lot of the guys with the neo trap soul type stuff coming up. It's a lot of guys kind of creating their own lanes. And what's the guy? Can we just talk? Was it Khalid? Khalid, is that his name?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got some. Khalid. He got some songs.
He nice. I think he from Canada too.
Yeah, he can. Like I said, they just kind of merging stuff a little bit, so it's a lot different from what we were listening to. But it's kind of still the same. Like we was listening to the jamming, the pop, right? They just kind of mixing and matching different things. So yeah, You know, I listen to it. I don't listen to it all the time, but if it's on, I jam it. I jam
Yeah.
it for sure. So, like I said, it's not like it's not jamming. It's just like it's not. The hits last because they're hits, but overall, some of the music probably won't last the test of time because it's not super impactful to the culture. Because you really pop the stuff they talk about. You know, I heard what's his name. You know, heard Lil Baby stuff probably like 2 years ago when I was driving down there in the H.
You know, I'm not a fan of his flow because a lot of times it be sound like he talking. That's just me though.
I think certain songs.
Yeah, but
It is
he got them
because
bangers, man. He got some bangers.
right now where he talking about like police brutality, and it do sound like he following the cadence with his voice and everything, but like Bob and
You talking about Dub Baby? I was talking about Lil Baby.
oh Dub Baby, yeah, the Dub Baby.
Well, both of them. Yeah,
That's what I be talking about.
I thought they was the same
like-
for a minute, and then
I did too. I did too.
and then I looked at it, I was like, okay,
I like
that's
both
Dub
those.
Baby.
I like both those guys personally. I'd have to disagree, but everybody hears something different. But especially the baby, his singles, the ones that's actually singing, he wanted to probably the shit. If I had to name him, man, he probably one of the hottest artists on TikTok. So I end up just when I'm on TikTok, I end up running to his songs probably more than I do anybody's, cause he got by so many jams.
And then he collab a lot, kind of. So
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, them. Who else? I mean, Drake. He been in the game 10 years plus, or slightly over 10 years. So, I like how he kind of came to the game, created a lane for a lot of different people, especially that whole Canada market. He definitely opened it up for that whole Canada market because what was the last Canada rapper? Was it Cardinal Official? Was that the last Canada rapper we actually heard a single from?
Was that Cardinal Official?
Yeah, I mean, he a Canadian rapper, right? Canadian rapper.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, and then Drake's universal. Like he can get on any track because he can change the flow.
I'm a fan of Tory Lanez. I like Tory a lot.
My only, because I like Tory Lanez songs. The only problem I have with Tory Lanez is he's always in the headlines with some BS or something like that.
He do.
But the song, like the Say It and all the stuff like that. I don't like his raps, but he got a nice unique sound.
Yeah, he got this one little song. He got this new song with Chris Brown on one of Chris Brown old beats that they remixed, and that mug really jamming. Can't think of the name of it.
I mean, you got the producers. You got DJ Mustard. I like pretty much every song he touched. I kind of rock with. You got what's the dude name? You got London on the track. I don't know who that is, but all these people. You got Metro Boomin. And, I mean, the only person I really don't rock with. I'm not a Future fan. I'm not a Future fan. I like his production. Some of his production. I don't like him as a feature on a lot of his songs though. That's probably the only one.
I rocks me some Future. I ain't going in front.
Because I don't like his flow. I'm like, come on. What? Because then he changed it up so quick. I'm like, but he can produce good songs. I just don't like his flow. That's probably out of all the people, that's the only one I have a hard time listening to. Migos are cool.
And to be honest with you, he probably the founder of it. The founder of mumble rap. He probably the founder.
Quite possible.
It's probably why I can't really.
He the one started it because he been
probably
doing
the one
it.
that mumbled the most. He probably the one that mumbled the most. Like what this dude saying?
Because that's definitely his style. Because see how I think in my head, because I don't know for sure, but how I think mumble rap came along is that like got a dope ass producer here in the studio and we trying to put together these songs and we writing songs. And normally, you start finding like a little cadence, so you like on the beat, I'm gonna hit the dun, 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 dun. And then it's like I'm just gonna throw some lyrics on there. It might not be the best lyrics. I'm gonna throw some lyrics on it, and it's like it still rock with that same beat. I'm like, all right, let's just do it. And them niggas just started it. We just gonna mumble across these words right here. Ain't got exact thing right there going on, but we just gonna mumble right there to make the melody hit right. Because the melody is.
See if it sells. It's
That's that Atlanta bullshit though.
Yeah, it is.
That's that Atlanta bullshit. That's what it is.
Back in my day, niggas needed diction.
Yeah, like what?
like Ludacris and stuff,
Which is weird,
big
right?
Big black.
Yeah, but they kind of always had a little mumble though. in like, hold on, who was that in the Dungeon Family? Some of those rappers kind of low key mumbled a little bit. Gil kind of mumbled a little bit.
Even
But
what's his name? ODB, he did too.
Something was wrong with him.
ODB just had a lisp. He had a lisp.
My guy. I fucks with him, but
Me and Mariah. Like,
something had to be wrong with him. Man.
Yeah, he was on that narcotic.
He had me laugh every time he got on the track. I'm like, man, he is.
But yeah, I mean, they definitely being creative, making hits. And we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit, but at first I didn't too much care about Cardi B, but she got some bangers. She got some bangers. You know what I mean? She got a nice little flow. She got some bangers. Kind of, then Megan Thee Stallion came in. Cause first it was Nicki. Then I kind of feel like Cardi was Nicki a little bit, but she didn't have the same lyrics. You know what I mean? Cardi was kind of more hard, and Nicki was kind of like punchlines and just giving you fun lyrics, kind of like a Drake. That was Nicki, and then Cardi come with the hard bars.
Yeah.
With the beats.
Cardi actually don't write, I don't believe. So
she don't.
And Nicki does. So that's the.
Yeah, I mean they different, but I'm just talking about if I just look at presentation.
I agree. I don't care about the writing or not, personally, but I do think that's why the style is the way it is. I do feel like she's a mixture of things, because I do think that she takes from. Yeah, I feel like she takes from Nicki and people like Lil Kim and stuff like that. But then also, since her rights are Migos and has a dude's toughness on it, a little bit.
Yeah, so you can kind of hear it in Cardi's voice too.
Yeah, she got that New York raunchy type style with it. But I mean, it worked. It worked, like I said.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I like her personality. She funny as fuck.
So you gotta have personality. So, like I said, these are not artists that I'm gonna listen to. I mean, I even like that. What's that? Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these songs I've heard, but I don't know who the artist is until I go on YouTube and look up and look at the video and stuff like that. So what's that song with the Chicago freestyle with Drake? What's the dude's name? Giveon. What's his name? Giveon or something like that. Or maybe I'm saying it wrong. He kind of sound like what was that song Drake had, like going up on a Tuesday? Who was that? I Love Making or whatever.
Making.
But the new
McConan.
Yeah, McConan, whatever dude name is. But the new dude, he'd be like, he got like a weird singing with it. But he was on that Chicago freestyle with Drake. But I like the other song he got too. But yeah, so they got artists that I like and songs that I like. I can't say artists I like. They got songs I like because I haven't heard the whole catalog from X artists. But I mean, I can vibe with the music. Definitely vibe with the music. But with that being said, man, what's up with your boy Kanye, Bean?
Oh, poor Kanye.
Oh,
Man, he just doesn't know how to articulate his feelings, I think, all the time, And he gets a little gung ho and a little too passionate too fast. He just needs to kind of like slow down a little bit. And I hate that he don't have, a woman in his corner that he can confide in more, and that he don't mind taking a small bit of direction or advice from before he does these things.
Or even a man.
It's kind of or that, friend, yeah, like where Jay-Z at to be like.
He just has a bad team around him. They just let him do whatever to make him, let him make a fool out of himself.
I just don't understand.
Is that the thing, or is it just Kanye? I mean, I don't know, man. There's a lot of different factors that go into that. Because, like I said, I think, like we said before, I think Kanye is on that level where, as far as the music and everything go, on the genius level. But even on the genius level, some things just kind of overlap into other other arenas. Like, I always I thought Kanye was a smart guy just by the
Right.
songs he made and how he was talking. Let's just say before his mom died and stuff like that, because it's a
Right.
traumatic event. You lose
True.
your mom in any capacity, especially if she's number one in your life, right? And you're talking to her on a daily, and she's kind of giving you advice and guidance a little bit. But yeah, I thought he was smart. I thought he had some good points, especially early on, and his music kind of reflected that. And then I don't know if it's the Kardashian thing or just him growing in a different way. Like I say, some of the stuff he say is not incorrect. A lot of stuff he says has some validity to it. It's just the stuff he puts around the stuff that he says and how he words certain things that kind of turns people off. And then he's a volatile, emotional person.
Right.
No disrespect to Taylor Swift, but Beyonce had one of the best records of all time.
All
That's
time.
facts. That's facts.
Facts.
But
It is.
you can't say it like that, Kanye, because
And it
especially at
wasn't
that
the time
moment.
to.
Yeah,
And
at that
it
moment.
wasn't the set to.
Yeah, so and with the whole, I don't know if it's personally. I think it's just that fame bug. I just think he got that fame bug where he always wants to be kind of relevant and in the spotlight, and be heard.
He's been having that since the beginning, though. I mean, he'll tell you that himself in his older music. That he egotistical and whatever, whatnot. I think what was it, All Falls Down, or
Yeah.
it was one of them songs. But yeah, that's just how he is. He, you got a big head.
But you're too unstable to be president, Kanye. Can't do it. What y'all think about it?
I mean,
Oh, go ahead, Bean.
nah, keep going.
I mean, I don't have too much to add to it. My thing is, like Bean said, when he speaks, he speaks from a very emotional place, and when you a public figure, people tend to dissect what you say anyway. So him being an emotional person and speaking from that primarily is always gonna be, it's always gonna be shock value and always good TV, but at the same time, it can make the person look whatever kind of way, just depending on their personality. And I just feel like, I mean, I know that that's just how he is, but also it's kind of a bad look because, like you said, he be knowing what he be talking about to an extent. It's just it just comes off sounding bad because he's speaking from such a highly charged place where it's like, you just trying to get it off your chest because you feel like somebody finna snatch the mic from you, and it's like you're not giving people time to really digest what you're saying or come in with some calmness, some calm explanation or facts behind it. You just blurting stuff out because you charged up.
Right.
But I will say too, like everybody else have been saying, I really feel like the brother Kanye needs some mental and possibly some spiritual guidance, because obviously 2012, this man's mother's passing is deeply affecting him. Because I was talking about it with my wife, and she was saying that I think she heard or read somewhere that every year around the death of his mother is when he quote unquote gets these bipolar episodes and everything like that. And that's why I was saying too a little while ago that he just has a kind of a trash team around him. Not, don't get me wrong, team or not, a grown man gonna do what he want to do and say what he want to say. But it's just certain things. It's like whenever he be having them outbursts like that, I just be thinking, it's like, where's your wife at, bro? Like, she don't never come from the side and try to console him, or when he's leaving the venue or whatever, she not like, where's your support? And that's why I just feel like, like I was saying, he just has a whack system around him, because I feel like if he really had the proper people around him that was really looking out for his best interest mentally and physically, these outbursts, once again, it's a part of him that's not going to change. But I feel like they would be more controlled, and it wouldn't be as as bad. It's like he just out here just dangling, and it's like, bro, you ain't got no type of support system, nobody reining you in, nobody mentoring you or giving this man a hug or something. Like,
I,
damn,
I
like
actually think that's part of the problem, though. I think you don't. Kanye has ascended to what we talking about, close to billionaire status, right? Because of stuff like this, right? Because of his outlandishness and because of his, outer world context and the stuff he says, right? And ideas. I think once you get to that status, who's going to be able to tell you what to do? Who are you going to listen to, right?
Right.
Because you can't listen to a Jay-Z because he might feel like I'm better than Jay. I've accomplished more. You see what I'm saying? He's not saying, I did this on my own creation type stuff. So when you get into that stratosphere, it's kind of like, who's gonna kind of rein you in? Who you gonna listen to rein you in? I think it's tough because then you just kind of surround yourself with people that's like, yeah, Kanye, let's do that. That sounds right. And then the Kardashian family, they all about being out there and stuff like that.
But even outside of that, of course he gonna do what he want to do, but it's like it seems like he just don't have nothing in his corner. Like if it ain't nobody that's trying to rein him in or keep him grounded and humble, then it's like at the very least, where's your support system?
I think he kind of ran them off, in my opinion. Like I think he had a support system, but then he kind of ran them off. You know what I mean? He had Jay-Z and because at one point he's talking about Jay-Z, you don't call or nothing like that, and Jay-Z and Beyonce probably like, man, we tried to rock with you, bro, but you got too many issues. Like you rocking on a different frequency, right? And the team, and like you said, his marriage is with a group of people that are about tabloids, headlines, and stuff like that. So that's not gonna make him better, right? So he up in the house, and they talking about doing all this crazy stuff, and he like, well, you can't help but go a little crazy if you're surrounded by people that's not really hinged. You know what I mean? So, and then the people that you did have in your corner, you kind of like probably spazzed on them because Kanye is kind of known for spazzing on people. You can't do that to people that kind of got your best interest because after a while they're gonna let you out there to float.
Yeah, because Ryan Fitz show did say he was like when he made that track, shit, I hop my ass back on the plane to Chicago.
What do you think about it, Zelle? We get your thoughts real quick and wrap it.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read or listen to too much on the situation, but like I said, me knowing Kanye, none of this really surprises me. But I think it is going a little bit too far. Somebody does need to step in, and like y'all say, he needs some guidance, some help of some sort, whatever the case may be. Because I don't want to see the dude go downhill. Because he has a lot of things he's done in the music industry specifically that I like, and I always will. So me liking him as an artist and as a person used to be the same thing, but as years have gone on, it's just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This can't be the same guy. Because I know people had their moments, stuff happens, but this was going on. This is just way left field.
He didn't come with the gospel. He didn't come with the different color hair.
And then that clothing line he tried to come. You're like, hold on, man.
That hobo chic. I mean, everybody. I mean, the shoes. People still rocking the shoes.
That boy got a whole deal with Gap, so y'all better get off Kanye.
Hey! And their stocks have fallen.
Every stock has fallen for the most part. So, but I guarantee Gap come up. I guarantee it. I got money in it. I guarantee it come back up. It might have fallen because he got a thing, but the thing is that Kanye has control of the trendiness with his other relatives, and if he rock it, they rock it.
Well, yeah, of course.
Then it's gonna be rock.
That goes without saying. he got some powerhouses in the fashion industry behind him.
Powerhouses. Cause people was fucking with that hobo chic. People like it. I mean, whatever that hobo chic or what's it called, like shit Matrix wear when they was when they was on the ship.
That's what they calling it when they was eating that That little
When they
gruel.
grew,
When they was
they
eating that
grew.
gruel.
Yeah,
That's
oversized
Not
polo
even
shirt.
rations. Not even rations.
I can't be looking like no level 1
you walk
dog
into the
sound like
store
no
and come
level
out
1.
looking like you just
Yeah,
started life, nigga.
like
Oh,
I thought
you started the game, huh?
I thought you were supposed to be close to being a sage, but no, you just started. You started over. You created a new character.
Like, man, this price tag said my defenses should be way up there, but it's not.
It's not. All you gotta do is max out your defense, like on the anime.
Yeah. Ain't
That
nobody
boy
being
had
able to
that
mess with
level 1 squire outfit on. Throw
And
rock, tackle.
it Kanye the like the Yeezy shoes, that's his too, right?
you. Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
it.
Mhm.
I hate them shits with a passion.
A
Oh,
lot of people
people,
Some
like them. More
people,
people
a
boy,
like
lot
them.
of people.
More people like them than hate them.
That's true,
hand
man.
over
Them,
fist, he making bread.
I
Go
mean,
look
they
up.
just,
Go look up the resale value on them Red Octobers.
I don't even want
That
they
shit.
the fact that they have a name like that, I ain't gonna bother.
That's like probably the highest resale value shoe y'all can buy.
I mean, it's not so much the look for me, but man, for me, I think my feet would be unsafe.
I mean, I personally, I actually have two pair, but I really don't rock them. I like rocking basketball shoes more than anything. So,
Yeah, because I need
especially
for it, damn it. I can't be having no thick sock with a sole. I just can't do it.
yeah, man. We rock with you, Kanye, man. You just
We
I
need
miss
a
the
little
old
help.
Kanye.
Yeah, we all do, but everybody kind of traverse life a little bit differently, but we still rock with the music though, Kanye. All right, everybody, that kind of wraps up the show. We've been at it a little over an hour, just kind of rapping with you guys, and it's been a pleasure. So we're gonna go ahead and get some closing remarks from everybody on the panel. So we're gonna spin it to D first. D, what you got for some closing remarks?
Not too much, man. Same old same. Stay safe in the pandemic. There's some rumblings for those that, of course, everybody need money, but there's been some rumblings from the head idiot in charge, supposed to be deliberating on another round of stimulus checks sometime the beginning of next month or something like that. So take that with a grain of salt, however you want to do it or whatever. But that's just what they've been saying. And oh yeah, man, I gotta tell you, I got that Ghost of Tsushima. It's pretty dope, but we'll save that for another show. But yeah, everybody just stay safe, stay masked up. If you're not gonna do that, make sure you eating healthy, moving healthy, staying out of the way for people that are trying to protect themselves, and we'll get through this.
absolutely.
All right, next, swing it to Bean. Closing remarks.
You know what it is. Make sure you follow, like, and share the YouTube channel, the Instagram, etc. You can always find me, Anime Fit Club. We're gonna be having some really nice stuff going on there very soon. So just keep rocking with us. We slow boogie. It's only our fourth show, but we got a lot of good things in store. And once we hit a certain amount of subscribers, we'll definitely be doing some giveaways.
Giveaways. All right, free stuff. We all need it. All right, Zelle, I'll leave you with some closing remarks.
Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Like D said, take care of yourself out there. Seems like it's gonna be a long road ahead with the pandemic going on. But the 23rd, which is this week, Microsoft will be holding their Xbox Series X gaming event. So if you can, check that out. I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about it on the next episode. So you guys can tune in, shoot us a message, email, social media. Tell us what you think, because we'll be giving our comments that following Monday. And this is Big Hanayama signing out. You guys take care.
Hi.
Senpai. All right, yeah, so echoing what everybody else said, man, everybody stay safe, and share the video if you like the video, and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. We do have additional content coming out. We'll probably do some more. We'll do some gameplays. We got an idea where we might do some anime reactions once a week to a particular show or current shows we're watching. get the panel together, and it won't be as long of a show, but probably a shorter show. And then once we get a little further on, we'll see if we can maybe do some live shows and see what's popping with the populace. But everybody stay safe. It's not too much more I got to say. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us through the whole show, and just show your support. Put GF1 in the comment section below, and then also look in the notes section to see everybody's social. If you want to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, we got all those socials up and running currently. And then you can also, like Bean said, catch him Anime Fit Club. You can catch D on Twitter. I don't know how active he is, but he's on there. You can also catch Zelle on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want to find him. Me, you just hit me up in the World Gamers or the Gamers Federation socials, and I'll probably respond back. You can also check out my channel. I do 2K videos on the 2K Mechanic YouTube page, so feel free to do that. But that marks the end of the 4th show. Appreciate everybody for coming through, sharing their thoughts, and we appreciate you for rocking with us and showing your support. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace. Gotta play that game over music next time.